How hard is it to be a web developer now compared to many years ago? Web development is a very large, you know, how hard is it to be a web developer now compared to many years ago? Web development is a very large field inside software development. Today, devs need to know many things to be a competent web developer in this professional world. But was it always like that? How were developers 30 years ago when the websites were still appearing? Let's look at the history of web development to answer this question. Let's rewind to 1993. Web developers at this time used a grand total of two main technologies, HTML and occasionally scripts with an Ampere or C. At this time, websites were just like digital papers, without any interaction capabilities. Fast forward to the early 2000s. At this time, devs need to learn CSS. It was born in 1996, but really adopted in the 2000s. JavaScript, PHP, ASP.NET, Java Servlets, MySQL, and Flash. Rest in peace. Websites started to become more interactive, and we started to build full stack applications as websites started to persist data in databases. So we needed to start creating web servers to interact with those databases. Here, front-end and back-end terms started to grow separately. At this point, websites were no longer static pages, they were applications. As web services started to be born, full stack developers had to know two different languages to build a website. JavaScript for the front end, but not too much yet, and any server language like PHP or Java. Plus, learning SQL to control databases. Around 2005 to 2015, Web 2.0 started. Here, we found the first social networks. More technologies appeared: Ajax, jQuery, Bootstrap, Node.js, which took JavaScript to the world of web servers, web server frameworks like Laravel and Django. Developers needed to know about these technologies as building a website with just plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript was becoming difficult. Also, in this range of time version control appeared. We started to use Git, and NoSQL databases were raised. Here we also have MVC patterns and build tools like Webpack. And now we are in the modern era. At the beginning, we started to see the first front-end frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue. We also see the introduction of TypeScript. More web development practices become more popular like DevOps, CI/CD, containers, and Kubernetes. Responsive design appeared, so now developers start to create websites also for mobile devices. Design started to become a separate career. Along the years, more web frameworks started to appear. It seems that every year we have a new web framework. Now the web is no longer a digital paper. It's a global software platform where it goes from simple pages to real-time apps, AI-powered experiences, 3D graphics on the web, WebAssembly, and progressive web apps. So is it harder now? Objectively, yes. There are more tools, more technologies, more devices, more types of users we need to take care about. But in the other way, it has become easier as now we have better tutorials, better documentation. Most everything is open source. We have hosting platforms that make deployment easier and AI assistants that can write code automatically. The difficulty is not with writing code. It's about choosing from an endless set of possibilities. If you're a new developer, remember this. Every generation of web developers has faced its own challenges, but every generation has also built something extraordinary. Tools change, the complexity grows, but the mission stays the same: to build something that connects people. And that is for every line of